Hello and welcome back to my channel if you're new to this channel, which probably a lot of you are because I haven't been around for a while. This always seems to be the case with me, but I'm working on it slowly, very slowly. Today I wanted to do a kind of talk through, get ready with me video on this look right here. This is basically my everyday look. I've had a few people from like work and friends, you know, people just passing me by, just kind of saying like, you know, how do you do your makeup? What products do you use? So you should make a YouTube channel. I already have one, but yeah, so I decided to actually film a proper sit down tutorial on how to do certain makeup looks and see how it goes, I guess. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. Please bear with me as I am learning how to do these types of videos. I'm not quite used to them. I hope you like it. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's just jump straight into it. So the first thing I'm going to do, which I think is a very important step when putting on makeup, is to moisturise. So for moisturising, I'm just using this number 7 Beautiful Skin Moisturiser. It's really good for dry skin. If you get like flaky dinosaur old woman skin like me, then this is a good thing to buy, and it's really cheap as well, so there's that. So I'm just gonna lather this stuff on my face, just like so. Also, before touching your face, make sure you wash. I covered my mouth while saying that. Make sure you wash your hands, because apparently we touch a lot of things, therefore you get bacteria on your hands, and therefore your face touches your face touches your hands touch your face, and yeah, that's how your skin gets bad and you get spots, because whatever you've been touching in the day, say like when you go to the toilet, you don't wash your hands, you then put it on your face, and that's kind of gross. Also with my moisturising, because I get very dry skin, I take the extra step of adding some facial oil. I'm just using this Botanics facial oil. It's got like organic things in it that are good for the skin. I don't know what else it's got. It's got like nourishing rosehip, whatever that means, I don't know. But it makes my skin feel good, especially when I have like dry patches. So yeah, I'm just got this little like dropper thing, and I'll just literally put it wherever I've got dry patches, which seems to just be 2 places at the moment. A bit there. Yeah, and I'm just gonna throw some lip balm on, just for those dry lips, because nobody wants to kiss dry lips. If you're wondering what lip balm I use, it is just a Burt's Bees one, and it's a pomegranate one, so it tastes good. Okay, so next I'm going to be that weird person. I do my eyes first before I do my foundation, just because I can get quite messy with it, and I don't like trying to clean it up after you've already done your foundation, because I end up just wiping the foundation off. So yeah, eyes first, then we'll move on to the base, which is a bit weird because foundation is first, it should be first, it's the base. It's best for me to do my eyes first. I know that some people don't like that, and I don't know why. It's just like, it all gets done in the end, it's all the same in the end, so what's the problem? Why are people like so offended by people doing eyes first and then foundation, or vice versa? I don't know. Okay, so first I'm going to prime my eyelids. I just use a colour correcting wand from Barry M. It's just this like yellow one. I know it's for like dark circles or something, but I just literally use it to put like on my eyelids, because I do have quite like weird discoloured eyelids. They're very veiny as well. So this just helps cover that up and just helps me have like a smooth base for the eyeshadow to go on. So yep. Gonna place that onto me eyeball covers. We should find some more fun names for like body parts, facial features, eyeball covers, eyelids. I guess that's just another way of saying eyelids, eye covers, eyeball covers. I'm then just gonna take this sponge. This is the Real Techniques complexion sponge, and I'm just gonna blend that out onto me eyes. like so. I don't know why I always change my accent when I'm filming. I think it's just easier to talk when you talk like a complete weirdo, rather than just trying to talk like a normal person. But then again, when was I ever a normal person? I'm gonna say never. Always weird from normal. So then I'm just taking this contour palette I have. It is a Revolution one. So yeah, this is what it looks like, and I'm basically just going to be taking that lightest shade, and I'm just going to be using that to set what I've just put on my eyelids, just because they crease horrendously. So now that our eyes are primed, we're going to move on to the eyeshadow, and for the eyeshadow I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and this is just what it looks like inside. So I won't actually be saying what brushes I'm using, just because I don't know what brushes I'm using. Most of them were either gifted to me, or I found on eBay, or just found somewhere and somehow managed to get an entire collection together. So yeah, I apologise, but I don't actually know what brushes I'm using. If I do, I'll tell you. If I don't, I don't. So first colour I'm going to grab is just this one up here. It's just like a light tan and brown colour, and I am just going to throw that in my crease with a fluffy brush. I think this is actually a Sigma brush. I don't know what number though. I feel like it might be 45, 43, 52, 369, I don't know, but yeah, just throwing that in the crease, nothing fancy going on here, just like so. If you notice, sometimes I like swirl it around in a circle and then just swipe back and forth. Okay, sorry about that, my camera decided to cut out. All I did was take, if I can show you, I just took this colour here and just added it more into the crease. So I'm actually going to zoom you guys in. So, yeah, that's not good. So yeah, just taking that slightly darker brown colour and just going even deeper into the crease. Just like so. Yep, just like that. This is the brush we were using before. We're now going to move on to this one. So, if it wants to focus, as you can see, it's just more like dense, tightly packed. I don't know what the words are here, but this is the brush we're next using. I'm then just going to be taking this colour here, which is kind of like a reddy dark brown. You can see it. I'm sure I don't have to explain what the colour is if you can see it. Tapping the excess off, and then I'm just going to be putting that, if it wants to focus please, thank you sir. I'm just going to be putting that in the outer corner of the eye, just patting it on. The reason why I'm like pushing the brush onto my eyelid is just so the colour's more intense, rather than if you swipe it, it's going to like blend out the colour, so it won't be as vibrant, I guess is what you'd say. I'm only taking it to like a quarter way in, just so we can like, I don't know, I'm saying like a lot, like, but yeah, just pushing it, and then I take it slightly up into the corner, just like so. Same again, pushing into my eye more. I mean, don't do it that hard that like it hurts, because, well, you'll end up hurting yourself. Then just going back in with the fluffy brush and just, you know, blending it out. That's what eyeshadow is, it's all about the blend. Blendy, blendy, blend. And if you feel like you lost a bit of the colour in the blending, just go back in, just place it back. just going to take this colour, which is the darkest shade we'll be using, and I am that same dense brush we just used. I'm going to put that literally just right in the corner. Just right there. So that's all we're going to do with the eyeshadow for now. I'm now going to put some eyeliner on. So the eyeliner I use, let me just get it. I actually use 2 eyeliners, which I know is a bit weird, like why are you using 2 eyeliners? Just find one that can do what you want. But this is just the technique that works for me best. So I just use the Maybelline gel liner. I use this to just do like the outline of the wing, and then I fill it in with the NYX matte liquid liner, which if you want to focus buddy, that one would be great. Yeah, just that one. So this one for outlining, this one for filling in. It's just what works for me. So I'm not actually going to talk while I do my eyeliner because that's how it all goes very wrong. So hopefully you can figure out what I'm doing just by watching. I guess that's the point of a tutorial, Hannah me. So I feel like that's as good as it's gonna get, but I am just gonna take a makeup wipe and just clean up those edges a little bit. Just like so. And then just taking that NYX liner and just filling it in. So now I'm going to be moving on to my foundation. So the foundation I use is the No. 7 Instant Radiance Foundation in the colour Calico? 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 It's basically the palest one. That's what every shade should be called for me, the palest one. So I'm just going to take a few pumps onto my hand. I'm then going to be taking this Real Techniques, I think it's called a buffing brush, foundation brush, I'm not quite sure what it's called, I just know it's a Real Techniques brush. And yeah, just going to applying that on my face. And then just taking my Real Techniques sponge and just blending that all in, making sure it is all seamless. Okay, now moving on to concealer. I'm using the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the colour C1, which once again, a lighter shade. I like to be consistent in my paleness. So I'm just going to be placing that under my eyes. Goes down the bridge of my nose, just underneath where I get a bit of redness, on my forehead and bit on my chin. And then once again, just taking that beauty blender and blending it out. Then just taking this e.l.f. Perfect Finishing Powder, I'm just going to use this to set both my under eyes and then the rest of my face as well. So to set under my eyes, I've just got another Real Techniques brush, Once again, don't know the name, never will do, but it just works for just powdering underneath my eyes. So yeah, I'm just gonna set the moustache. Now before I set the rest of the face, what I like to do is take these Barry M highlighter drops. This is in the shade Precious Pearl. I like to highlight with these first, then set my face, then do my normal like powder highlight, just because obviously with it being liquid it won't go very well on top of powder. So all I do is just do 2 dots on each cheek, and then I do one above each eyebrow, because I like it when that part of your forehead's highlighted. Don't know what it does, but it just makes you look fancy. And then just with the beauty blender, blending those out. So they are really good and they do highlight really well, but one thing you should know about the Barry M highlighter drops is they're a bit stubborn. When you do first blend them out, you do have to just move it around a bit, so sometimes it does take a bit of the foundation off, but it doesn't really take any of my foundation off anymore. I don't know what I'm doing different now, but it just seems to, I don't know, it blends in the end, but it just does take a bit of work with the sponge. So yeah, just basically boosts the highlight, so you're just like blinding people completely. Then just taking the e.l.f. finishing powder again with a big brush and just setting it all in place. I was having a conversation with my boyfriend about makeup, and he was saying like, I don't need it, I just, you know, if I don't want to wear it in front of him I don't have to. And I was trying to explain, like, I know he's not being horrible, but I don't actually wear it for him. I mean, sometimes I do, sometimes I do like to get dressed up for him, but a lot of the time I'm just wearing it because I enjoy doing it, I enjoy putting it on. That's why every day I end up looking like I'm going for a night out, even though I'm just going to Tesco. But I just enjoy it. And so guys, thank you. I appreciate when you do say that I don't need makeup, or you know, like, don't need to go to all that effort, but I actually enjoy making that effort for myself. I feel like it's fun to do the actual makeup part and to, like, you know, try different things, try different eye looks. I love going on Instagram and Pinterest and all those places and finding new makeup looks that I can do. It's fun, it is. And then when I get to go on a night out and do those makeup looks, it's a bonus, because then I actually have a reason and I don't seem like a crazy person just trying to do full makeup looks every day. So yeah, thank you. But I'm going to carry on doing my makeup no matter what. It's just who I am, it's just what I do. So now that your face is set, I am moving on to the eyebrows. So for my eyebrows, I'm just going to use this Revolution Brow Pomade. Okay, so that's the eyebrows finished and done. So next we are going to move on to contouring. Taking that same contour palette that I used before, just taking these two colours and just, I don't know what this brush is. It's a brush I have, it's a brush I use, it's a brush that works. Just going to be putting that in the hollows of the cheeks. And just blending that up. I never blend it down, just because that's when you start looking like you have a beard. So yeah, just keeping it up like so. And I'm then just going to take my powder brush and just blend that all in. I'm then just going to go back to the eyes for 2 seconds, just taking that first colour, that we put in the crease and just putting that underneath my eye. And then taking this shade, I'm just going to use that to highlight the inner corners of the eyes, like so. Boom. And for highlighting the rest of my face, I'm just taking this Revolution. It's called the Vivid Baked Highlighter in the shade Peach Lights. Once again, just has that little pink undertone. I don't know why, I just really like things that have pink undertones. I just feel like it suits my skin rather than just a normal white highlighter that just kind of washes me out. So I'm just going to take that down the bridge of my nose. I've got like a mirror behind the camera, so that's why I keep like turning to face the mirror. And then on the tip of the nose, Cupid's bow. I also just put whatever's left over on the brush under my eyebrows. And then taking whatever brush you use for highlighting, I just use this kind of angled domey brush. I'm sure that's exactly what it said on the label. And just highlighting where you usually would, which is the cheekbones. And then one last time, just taking that powder brush and just blending everything. You may think that the blending's pointless, but it just stops it looking all muddy and weird and patchy. Just makes everything a bit more seamless. Okay, so for lips, what are we going to do for lips today? I am just going to take this, what's it called? I'm just going to take this MUA lip liner in the colour Caramel Nougat, I don't know. Just line my lips. And then I'm just going to fill just the edges. And with my finger, I just blend that into the lips. And I'm taking that same lip balm that I used at the beginning of the video, maybe that's these. I'm just going to use that. So that's the lips, and then last but not least, I am going to put some mascara on. I am just using the Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes. So guys, this is the finished look. I hope you like it. I apologise as this is my first proper kind of talk through makeup tutorial. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it the good old thumbs up. And if you fancy it, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! always get it in my hair. I've noticed that I always end up getting the moisturiser in my hair and in my eyebrows, and then I'm just walking around with like white crap in my hair. That sounds so wrong. Moving on. Okay. Oh, hello phone, friends. Oh no, I don't have friends, it's just emails. Okay, so for the I can't speak. Stay hydrated, kids. But then again, when I was ironing it, what? But then again, when I was ironing it, I got speed today. So let's get on to the actual see. Come closer, closer, closer. Not that close. Okay, closer. Oh god. Oh, that is not a good view. It looks like this. Oh, oh no! I broke the fucking camera. So now that on making my foundation, which is intro time. It's the intro. Robot intro. Pow. I don't know. I'm chatting crap now.